Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Present, and you are here with John Paul. And today I'm going to be discussing, by myself, I guess, unless anyone comes and joins me online, I'm going to be discussing whether people actually buy coaching or whether they buy coaches or buy something else. What is it people are actually buying when they buy coaches? So it isn't just whether people buy coaching anyway or at all, because they definitely do. But I guess we're having a bit of an exploration as to some of the reasons why people do, and maybe even something about what coaching really is. So that's going to be today's Daily Present. Stay with us. I'll see you after the titles. Okay, well, good morning. I hope you got a coffee or a tea or whatever you like to drink handy. I've got mine. It's just cooling off a little bit before I get started. I like to be powered by coffee most days. I don't know about you. Maybe you're watching this a bit later on in the day. Maybe it's not coffee time, but keep yourself well hydrated, whatever you do. And so we're talking about whether people buy coaching or whether they actually buy coaches, or are they buying something else? So let's, if you have questions or comments, go ahead and post them into the comments box. I will do my best to get to them. And if you want to join in the discussion, that's the way to do it. Do people buy coaching? Whilst you're here, if you aren't already subscribed on YouTube, please come and check us out. Make sure you follow Present Influence. Click like on the video, click subscribe, and click that bell icon to make sure that you get notified of any new and upcoming videos. And when we're going live, especially with things like Points of Change and Speaking of Influence, which are now all live shows. So do people buy coaching? Well, yes, sometimes they do. And really what we mean by this is, what is it they're actually buying when they buy coaching? Sometimes people will just buy coaching because they have a problem, and they maybe will encounter somebody who seems to have a fix for it. And so it may not always depend quite so much on the coach. But I think in a majority of cases, it very much does depend on who the actual person doing the coaching is as to whether or not somebody's going to buy that, or at least the credibility of the organization that they may be coaching within. For example, I do a lot of coaching for Harv Eker International. Now, if you don't know who Harv is very well known for his book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He has a history of successful courses and programs and speaking events, and is well known for other books as well. He's although he's semi-retired now, he's still well known and an industry name. And so coaching under his name has allowed some, what would you call it? People go to Harv because Harv would only have people working for him who he believes can coach and who he trusts to be able to deliver that coaching. And so it might be the same with someone like Tony Robbins, for example, where if you want to, you're going to buy perhaps the name because you have some trust associated with that brand. And that might be a big part of what you're buying, or the buying decision. When people are looking for coaching, though, very often it's because people are dealing with a problem. They have pain in some area and they want to change that. They want to make an improvement. Now, if we think about coaching in the sports arena, which is probably where most people first hear about coaching and understand how coaching works, that is really a case where you have somebody who is keeping you accountable, who is giving you tips and pointers, who's noticing what you do and giving you feedback on that, and also encouraging you and seeing your best potential, your winner potential, and setting the goals with you, and maybe encouraging you to push higher and harder, and through those things allowing you to achieve and fulfill your greatest potential. I think these are all things that good coaching should be. And so even then, if you're choosing a sports coach, you're still likely to choose someone who has some specialist knowledge, and it probably is going to depend to a great degree on the person who is coaching you as to whether you buy those services. Now, one thing I have seen in the coaching industry far and wide is that there are many people who come into coaching who see an opportunity there because it's I've mentioned before on my show, it's a largely unregulated industry. And so anybody could actually call themselves a coach and set up their practice as a coach without having to have any official certification. It is becoming the case in some parts of the US, especially if you're in more the corporate coaching arena, where you are expected to have some level of certification. In fact, I think many of the US corporate coaching requirements now include having the ICF certification, whereas in the rest of the world, nobody generally really asks. I mean, 15 years of coaching, I don't think ever once that I've been asked what my certifications were and who I qualified with. But people are sometimes interested to hear about who I've worked with and what kind of results I've helped other people achieve. Now, I've been lucky enough to work in different areas of coaching as well. But I do think, these days now we're in a situation where things are very much about relationship marketing. And right now, if you're not actively online, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant or trainer, if you're not actively online or actively engaging with your audience or your prospective customers, unless you're selling direct to corporations and businesses, which might be a different setup, it's likely that people aren't going to really know who you are. They're often not going to care about it. People are looking for your profile. People are looking to see what are you saying? What do you really know? Can I feel like I can connect with you and that I have some relationship with you? The reality is that not everybody is going to love every single coach, and nor should they. And so sometimes you may find that even when you're doing all these things, that people come back to you and there might be might have some negative feedback for you, some criticism, sometimes just being outright offensive. It can happen, but it shouldn't put you off. It's like often it just means, well, actually what it says to you is that you're out there and you're doing something and people are giving you feedback because you're out there. One thing is for sure, you're going to get criticized at some point, and sometimes unfairly. But you will also, the flip side of that is you will also find your tribe. You will find the people who do like you, who resonate with your style, who like what you're talking about. They don't have to think you're the most beautiful or attractive person they've ever seen. They don't have to think that you're a potential partner or a match for them, and they hopefully don't think that. So it's not about your level of attractiveness, or they don't have to find your voice just sends shivers down their spines. These can be nice and helpful things to have. They can make a difference to people, but they're not the substance of things. And so really that's what I'm talking about more than anything, I guess, is getting into the substance. Like if you can show someone you get results, if you have confidence in yourself, that you believe in yourself and you believe that you can help your clients and customers get results, and that you're out there doing it, then that is what's going to be attractive. That confidence, that belief in yourself and your abilities allows other people to have that confidence and belief in you as well. And so there's, if any of you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, one of my favorite TV shows, I confess. But if any of you watch that, at the end of every show, RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anyone else? And I completely agree. And I would also say, if you can't believe in yourself, how the hell is anyone else going to believe in you? Because that is just a reality as well. And so if you really want people to buy the coach and the coaching, it should be a whole package deal, right? Then make sure you do actually believe in what you're offering to people, and that you are doing it not just to make a buck, but because you really want to help people. You have a genuine care for them. Focus on that relationship side of things and put yourself out there. If not for yourself, for them. Because in speaking, in coaching, and presenting, in training, it's not about you, it's about them. It's about the people you can help and make a difference for. And that's what we should be focused on. That's the things that are going to make a bigger difference to you and to them. It's what people will buy. So people will buy something that solves a problem, and they'll buy more likely to buy with someone that they like, who they trust and hopefully respect, maybe even admire. And these are good qualities to have. So be that person and care about the people who you want to work with, have those relationships, interact with them, and you will see results will come. It may take time, and that's the hard part. It might take a while to get to those sorts of points, but when you do, it's all going to be worth it. So stick with it. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up there. And if you have any questions about anything I've talked about today, or you have any comments or opinions that you'd like to add into the conversation, go into the comments box. I will do my best to get back to you and respond to anyone who comments, likes and comments as well. And do check out later today, and I'm going to be speaking to Majid Magaran, and he is an excellent speaker. He is a speaker trainer, and he is an expert in helping people get paid to speak. So if you are even thinking about doing any kind of public speaking and you want to get paid to do it, then you definitely want to tune into that. I'm going to be speaking to him later today. Make sure you're following me either on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. You'll either get to see that live, or you can join in the replay. If you can join us live, you may even get the chance to ask Majid a question yourself about getting paid as a speaker. So I'll hopefully see you back then later on with Speaking of Influence Live. And for me, if you're on Clubhouse as well and you want to connect on Clubhouse, you'll find me there. So add me at John Abel. I'm still checking it all out. It's the same as my Twitter handle. And I think you find me on Instagram at Speaking of Influence. So John Abel on Clubhouse and Twitter. Come and connect. Say hi. I'd love to hear from you too. So I'm going to wrap things up there for today, but thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. If you haven't already joined the Speaking Influence Facebook group, here's the link to do that. See you next time.